Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Monday, July 28, 2025. I'm Iwokrama. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Ali promises Region 2 medical and engineering schools. Electricity reaches Tannery village, marking a turning point for residents long left in the dark. CARICOM hosts Regional Health Security Workshop in Guyana. The first ever Global Biodiversity Summit closes with a visit to Guyana's Iwokrama Center, celebrating rainforests and culture. The 2025 campaign season is in full swing, and all political contestants are making big promises. First out the gate is the governing People's Progressive Party Civic, which is promising Region 2 its own medical school and Faculty of Engineering if re-elected. President Dr. Irfan Ali made the announcement at the PPC rally in Tannery, Guyana, highlighting the region's transformation over the last 5 years.
You're voting because your government will invest in the labs and having a medical school right here in Iwokrama so your children can be doctors right here in Iwokrama. We will be investing in all of the facilities so that you can have a Faculty of Engineering right here in Iwokrama so your children can become engineers right here.
He said that over the past 5 years, Region 2 has experienced a strong economic recovery, powered by significant government investment in infrastructure, education, and agriculture.
In just 5 years, your region, you the people of Iwokrama, you have regained development, you have regained your economy, and you're once again rising to the top, building stronger, building better, and living happier. My friends, development is not about now alone. It is about tomorrow. It's about next year. It is about 5 years from now. Development is not a spur of the moment thing. Development calls for ideas and policies and programs that will ensure success not for one day or one season or 1 year, but for a lifetime.
Over 4,000 scholarships have been granted to residents of Region 2. Additionally, professionals such as teachers and nurses have been trained. Rice, which is the region's main economic activity, is no longer treated as a private business. Under the current government, farmers are receiving $4,000 per bag of paddy, and more recently, a crop insurance plan was launched. Looking ahead, Ali announced a price stabilization fund and a fertilizer support program that will be co-funded with farmers. This fund will allow farmers to receive payment at the end of the crop. Ali said he urged residents to vote for the government on September 1st, 2025. The main opposition, a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, is also making big promises. The party is linking the rise in youth crime to a lack of opportunity and says it has a plan to fix it. At a rally in Bagotsville, retired Deputy Police Commissioner Paul Williams said too many young people are unable to generate wealth because they don't have the skills. Williams touted the return of trade training in public schools as key to turning things around.
In the community high schools, there were hybrids. You could have focused on your academics, and at the same time, you learn a skill or a trade. So when you step out from the school, you can go into the field of work, you could go to GTI, or you had a school leaving exam, which once successful, you could have gone on to 5th and 6th form.
He argued that converting community high schools into general secondary schools has left struggling students without options. Many drop out and end up on the streets, drawn into delinquency and crime. Williams said Guyana once had strong skill industries that give young people real earning power.
We had persons here who were doing ceramics, producing wares, teacup, saucer, plates, vase, and you name them. We also had persons here who were also in the industry producing clear bricks. And those same bricks that they're importing, we had everything here to produce them. Okay? We had textile mill producing cloths.
He also recalled the role of the former National Service in helping indisciplined youth and those from troubled homes find purpose. Williams and APNU government would bring back those empowering systems, giving young people the tools to build independent, successful lives. APNU's former coalition partner, the Alliance for Change, has named Indigenous rights advocate Lord George as its prime ministerial candidate for the December 1st general and regional elections. George, a former teacher, has spent over 20 years championing the rights and well-being of Amerindian communities. Her nomination came after a 4-hour deliberation by the party's National Executive Committee, which AFC described as open, democratic, and intense. AFC presidential candidate Nigel Hughes praised the selection process as transparent and a proud moment for the party. The announcement comes as the AFC ramps up its campaign, rolling out a slate of development policies focused on building what it calls a new and prosperous republic. Party leaders and candidates have been holding grassroots meetings nationwide, sharing their plans and listening to voters' concerns. Meanwhile, former business minister under the APNU AFC government, Dominic Gaskin, has described the APNU AFC coalition government's rental of a house as a drug bond for $12.5 million per month in unflattering terms. Speaking on the Starting Point podcast, Gaskin, who served as a Minister of Business from 2015 to 2019, offered a candid assessment of his party's performance during its time in office.
The drug bond issue, where the Ministry of Health entered into an agreement with someone to rent what was little more than a house for $12.5 million a month. That, while there was a rationale that was plausible to a certain extent, it was obviously a setup, and it was, it was, I like nice word is scampishness, you know. You just take one look at this is a scampish deal.
You try to be polite, but you
And,
can't.
you know, it wasn't thought through. I don't know if it was thought initially that it could be kept under the radar. I mean, Cabinet was not in favor of it, but I believe by the time it came to Cabinet, it was already a done deal.
He also criticized the administration's early decision to raise ministerial salaries as politically imprudent.
I've mentioned before, I'll mention again, that salary increase within the first 4 months. I think that was politically short-sighted. It could have waited. It could have been made retroactive at the end of the year. It could even have waited a year. But that was done too quickly, and it looked bad.
Despite these criticisms, Gaskin pointed to several achievements under the APNU AFC administration. Among them, he listed the holding of local government elections for the first time in over 2 decades, the naming of 4 new hinterland townships, Letem, Bartica, Madia, and Mamburuma, and the paving of roads in interior communities. He also cited modest tax reforms that provided income tax relief through deductible NIS contributions and a shift towards a more progressive tax structure, along with a reduction in VAT from 16 to 14%. On the foreign policy front, Gaskin said a referral of the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy to the International Court of Justice, ICJ, was a significant achievement that took years of coordinated diplomacy. When we return, a Berbice village once left in the dark gets light. Guyana hands over a brand new home to CARICOM's top official, and regional health leaders gather in Georgetown.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. We begin this segment in New Amsterdam, where residents of Tannery village are celebrating a long-awaited milestone, electricity. Tannery, a village tucked away in New Amsterdam, was once described as swampy, neglected, and nearly invisible to the public eye. But today, the transformation is undeniable. On Sunday, utility poles were installed in the area, signaling the arrival of electricity, one of the final steps in a wave of development spearheaded by the current government. Several grateful residents spoke with Ignite News about how life has changed.
This was bare mud. Mud in and out. And we didn't have water, we didn't have no road. And this morning, but there we understand we're getting electricity. And I'm glad for the electricity. We thank God for it. And I just want to thank the government, whatsoever they're doing for us at the back here, and continue doing more for we at the back here.
For Rupert Anthony Degar, the long years of hardship are coming to an end.
For 15 years now, and all we had was bare mud and water and bush. Now we get the road under the PPP government, we get the lights under PPP government, the water under PPP government. We thank Mr. Iwokrama for this project we do for us. It was like bush, water, swamp, and when we invite PPP to come in here, they never know that people living at the back here. Council always get we under their foot.
And with education now relying heavily on the internet, resident Kipi Dennis emphasized the importance of electricity for school children.
When it comes to the schooling right now, you know, everything is internet. Everything is you got to go to, you got to do internet work. And without this light behind it, it's real difficult to we. And we need the light right now for help the children when it comes to the schooling and all. So because just when the place dark, it's very dark. When the place shut in night, it's very dark behind it. Push out your hand, you cannot see. And as we could, as I tell you again, before as you could see, the post is going up and we are getting light behind it, and we are grateful and thankful from the government.
With electricity now being installed and critical infrastructure in place, residents say they no longer feel forgotten. Guyana has handed over new official residence to CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett, ending a decades-long reliance on rented accommodation. President Irvin Ali presented the keys to the property during a ceremony in Sparendam, East Coast Demerara on Saturday, describing the gesture as a symbol of Guyana's commitment to regional integration. Guyana is steadfast in its support of regional integration, Ali said. He added the residents would ease the Secretary General's commute and bring her closer to the Secretariat's headquarters. Dr. Barnett welcomed the handover, saying she and her family looked forward to living there. It really is a pleasant place to live. I know my successors will enjoy living here also. She also announced plans to plant flowers and fruit trees on the property to represent each CARICOM member state. The CARICOM flag was hoisted at residence for the first time following a ceremony. The last purpose-owned residence for a Secretary General was Colgrane House, purchased in 1975. Since then, Dr. Barnett and her predecessor, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, had been housed in rented accommodation. The spotlight is on regional health security as Guyana plays host to a high-level workshop in the trending the Caribbean's response to emerging public health threats. The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, earlier today brought together key regional and international partners, Regional Health Security RHS, and Regional Coordination Mechanism for Health Security Workshop at the Pegasus Hotel in Georgetown. Against a backdrop of rising infectious disease trends and new global health challenges, the workshop seeks to update Caribbean member states on tailored strategies to improve public health resilience and coordination as they transit from the RHS pathway to a plan of action. CARFA's Executive Director, Dr. Lisa Ndar, has re-emphasized its commitment to the cause.
Our individual and collective actions today will determine how well we are prepared for the challenges of tomorrow and for when the next pandemic comes, whether they come in the form of new infectious diseases, climate-related health threats, or the evolving needs of our people. This forum is not just a meeting of minds, but a call to action to strengthen surveillance, reinforce our collaboration, and build resilient health systems that our region needs. The Caribbean has always shown strength through solidarity, and this gathering is yet another step towards securing a healthier, safer future for all.
Assistant Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, Alison Drayton, said the Caribbean's response to health threats is imperative.
We meet today at a critical juncture. Our region's shared experience with recent public health threats has underscored the urgent need to transform intention into implementation, strategy into structure, and vision into verifiable results. It is not merely a matter of public health. It is a matter of regional development, resilience, and sustainability. The Caribbean's unique vulnerabilities, from small population bases and porous borders to economic dependence on tourism and the escalating impacts of climate change, demand coordinated, context-specific, and forward-looking solutions.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, in delivering a keynote address, pointed the importance of meaningful collaboration between the CARICOM member states and a unified approach to tackling health threats.
The Caribbean region, through CARFA, has made remarkable strides in building a regionally unified health security architecture. Small states, porous borders, climate vulnerabilities mean we cannot afford to work in silos. And thanks to the leadership of CARFA and the endorsement of CARICOM heads of government, we are building the mechanism to act swiftly and decisively.
The event underscores regional's commitment to building a stronger, more responsive health security system, one that can better anticipate, prepare for, and manage future public health threats. It will conclude tomorrow. Vice President Dr. Barajagdio has told Region 2 residents that the PBC is focused on making life better for all Guyanese. At a rally in Guyana, Dr. Jagdio said the government has started promises for the next 5 years. They include more jobs, higher public sector salaries, better pensions, and stronger family support. One major announcement, a 50% cut in electricity rates, a move that could ease pressure on household budgets. He also said cheaper cooking gas is coming soon, especially to help women and families.
You will get the cheaper cooking gas because many housewives, and I want to talk to the parents and the housewives here, that they are concerned because after COVID, we saw an increase in the cost of living globally, everywhere in the world. But what did we do here in Guyana? Every gallon of gas that you buy, there is a 560 Guyana dollars subsidy. So if you didn't have that subsidy, you would have had to pay $560 more per gallon of gas or diesel, because we were worried about the increase in the global prices and cost of living. But only a PPP government will do this. Only a government that cares about the people will do something like that.
Dr. Jagdio reminded the crowd that the government is helping citizens cope with the global cost of living crisis. Electricity and water rates are being subsidized, pensions and salaries are up, and every Guyanese got $100,000 in grants to help with expenses.
We will lower electricity price across the country when the gas to energy comes. But here too in Essequibo, because we are already investing in the solar plant there, you will also get the same benefit. Your electricity rate will be cut by 50% too once we complete that project.
He also dismissed opposition claims of oil money misuse, saying only 37% of all funds are being spent, mainly on education and infrastructure. And poverty reduction, he said, is still a top priority. When we come back, the First Lady steps up support for Ghana's orphanages. Biodiversity meets culture in the rainforests as the GBL Summit enters the track through Iwokrama, and 12 local football coaches hit a new level of certification.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. First Lady Ari Ali is expanding her Adopt an Orphanage drive. 11 orphanages are benefiting from the fourth phase of First Lady's Adopt an Orphanage initiative, launched on Friday at the Burudi Banab at State House. Speaking at the launch, the First Lady reminisced on the first phase of the initiative back in 2021, which noted started in response to a request by an orphanage for support. She expressed appreciation for the support from sponsors, knowing that with support from the private sector, almost $100 million has since been invested. This, she explained, means that on average, about $25 million annually is being invested in the lives of the children who live in these homes.
Over the next 12 months, 11 orphanages will be sponsored by private companies represented here today. This sponsorship will primarily cover their utilities and some other monthly expenses. Yesterday, while finalizing preparations for today's launch, I decided to crunch some numbers just to get an idea of the level of investment we've made since 2021. I'm proud to share with you today that from 2021, when this program was launched, its fourth installment, with the support of the private sector, we have invested close to $100 million in these homes.
Apart from the monthly utilities, Ali said, repairs and maintenance are also conducted by contractors, as well as sponsorship of health services and school supplies. Amongst investments, Ali stated the homes have been built for underprivileged families, hundreds of scholarships provided to young hinterland women, in addition to more than 30,000 sanitary pads distributed to school-age girls, and the direct employment of over 100 persons with disabilities.
These kinds of investments are aimed at ensuring that we not just improve the place of dwelling for our children, but that we create homes for them. That we're not just offering financial support, but we're inspiring dreams. And that we just not give care, but we share love.
Addressing sponsors, she said it is a testament in the belief in the children's potential and dedication to their success. She shared that the government will continue to provide support to these homes and has already discussed plans to do so through its annual subvention.
This additional support will no doubt enhance these care facilities and provide an even more enabling environment for the care and upbringing they need. I'm also pleased to share with you today that my office is working with the government to assist caregivers by having them included in the part-time job program so it can complement or supplement their income. Here with us today are 11 orphanages which will receive sponsorship over the next 12 months. They are a Sanctuary Children's Home, Bless the Children Home, Hararuni Girls Home, Hope Children's Home, Joshua House Children's Center, Prabhu Sharan Orphanage, Red Cross Children's Convalescence Home, Rumfeld Children's Home, Shahid's Boys Orphanage, Shahid's Girls Orphanage, and St. Bosco Orphanage.
The 11 orphanages, the First Lady highlighted, represent an increase by 2 when compared to last year. She told sponsors together they're assisting in building a system in Guyana where every child knows that they're valued. As the Global Biodiversity Alliance Summit 2025 drew to a close, the final chapter played out not in a conference hall, but deep in the heart of Guyana's rainforest. Delegates journeyed to the Iwokrama International Center for Rainforest Conservation and Development, a living model of how science, indigenous knowledge, and sustainability can thrive hand in hand.
Iwokrama plays a very crucial role as our mandate. Several of the administrative use our model as sustainable use forests because we're not dealing with the forest, we're also dealing with people's livelihoods. So that makes us unique. So it's very, very important to have an international forum delegation paying a visit to have a first-hand experience of what's happening at the lodge.
It was a visit that brought biodiversity to life, not just in words, but in breathtaking experience. The group set off on a guided tour to Turtle Mountain, located just a short boat ride downstream. What followed was a steady 2-hour climb through dense forests, teeming with sounds of tropical birds and sightings of black spider monkeys swinging in a canopy above. And while the head tested a few, the reward was unforgettable, a sweeping panoramic view of the untouched forests and winding Iwokrama River below. Other visitors took part in the close-by trail tour, a more relaxed walk focused on medicinal plants and forest wisdom, while another group went further upstream to explore the rich vegetation and rapids, offering a scenic look into the riverine ecosystem. But the journey wasn't just about nature, it was also about people. Back at the Iwokrama River Lodge, cultural pride took center stage. Youth from Fairview Village welcomed guests with traditional dances and songs, showcasing the rhythms and stories of Mukushi heritage. The afternoon ended with a hands-on cassava bread demonstration, a staple of the community's diet, and a powerful reminder of the connection between food, culture, and the land. This final leg of the summit reminded everyone present that protecting biodiversity isn't just about policies, it's about lived experiences. It's in the mountains trails, the river currents, and the ancestral traditions still alive today. In sports, the Guyana Football Federation is celebrating a major milestone. 12 local coaches have officially completed the CONCACAF C-License coaching program. The course was delivered in 3 parts, combining theory, practical sessions, and a supervised development phase. It was led by experienced coach educators Brian Joseph and Lyndon France. The training covered key areas like team strategy, leadership, and planning effective practice sessions. Newly certified coaches are Leon Roberts, Jocelyn Wright, Dwayne Bob, Jamal Johnson, Andre Gibbs, Andrew Nestor, Delon Williams, Nicola Argyle, Trevon Lightcutt, Wheatland Fordyce, Trevor Burnett, and Jamal Pedro. With a new certification, they meet CONCACAF's coaching standards and are now qualified to support club licensing and help develop both youth and senior football in Guyana. India's pacer Jasprit Bumrah could be back in action for the deciding fifth test against England at the Oval. Captain Shubman Gill says the door is still open if Bumrah is fully fit. India had earlier said Bumrah would play only 3 tests to manage his workload, but that plan may now change. Bumrah has taken 14 wickets in the series so far, more than any other Indian bowler. But he struggled in the 4th test at Old Trafford, managing just 2 wickets for 112 runs. The BBC reports he's still being managed carefully after a back injury earlier this year. Gill also confirmed Seamer Akashdeep is fit again after missing the 4th test with a groin strain. With the series tied, all eyes are on India's final squad and whether Bumrah will take the new ball at the Oval. Still ahead, Kamla Prasad Bisesar wins a 4th straight term as UNC leader. The US and EU strike a trade deal, and Cambodia and Thailand agree to a ceasefire after days of deadly clashes. Welcome back. Kamla Prasad Bisesar has secured a 4th consecutive term as leader of Trinidad and Tobago's United National Congress. The Prime Minister of the Twin Island Republic has once again made political history, winning her 4th consecutive internal leadership race for United National Congress, UNC, unopposed. According to Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, the announcement came on nomination day, just 90 days after she led UNC to a landslide victory in the April 28th general elections. With no challenger stepping forward, the party's Election Management Committee officially declared Prasad Bisesar re-elected, cancelling the August 17th vote. Veteran attorney Ramesh Prasad Maharaj made an announcement at the UNC headquarters in Chaguanas, where supporters gathered in celebration. Dressed in African attire ahead of Emancipation Day, Prasad Bisesar reflected on her 15-year journey as leader, recalling her 2010 victory over party founder Basio Pandey and her re-election in 2015 and 2020. She pledged to continue delivering bold, compassionate leadership and credited her team and supporters for their unwavering trust. In international news, the United States and the European Union have struck a last-minute trade deal, narrowly avoiding a full-blown tariff war that threatened to shake nearly a third of global trade. The agreement imposes a 15% tariff on most EU goods, half of what was originally threatened, and came after an hour-long meeting between President Donald Trump and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Scotland.
We are agreeing that the tariff straight across for automobiles and everything else will be a straight across tariff of 15%. So we have a tariff of 15%.
Trump hailed it as the biggest deal ever made, touting $600 billion in new EU investment in the U.S. and massive purchases of American energy and military hardware.
The European Union is going to agree to purchase from the United States $750 billion worth of energy, $750 billion worth of energy. They are going to agree to invest into the United States $600 billion more than they're investing already. So they're investing a large amount of money. You know what that amount of money is. It's very substantial, but they're going to invest an additional $600 billion. They're agreeing to open up their countries to trade at zero tariff. So that's a very big factor. Opening up their countries, all of the countries will be opened up to trade with the United States at zero tariff. And they're agreeing to purchase a vast amount of military equipment.
Von der Leyen called it a tough but necessary compromise, saying it brings stability and predictability to transatlantic trade. While key industries like aircraft, semiconductors, and some drugs are exempt, the steel and aluminum tariffs remain, and many details are still under negotiation. Critics say the deal favors Washington and warn of future disputes if investment pledges fall short. But for now, both sides have hit pause on what could have been a costly economic clash. Finally, Cambodia and Thailand have agreed to an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, ending 5 days of the most intense fighting between the two neighbors in over a decade. More than 300,000 people have been displaced and at least 36 killed, mostly civilians, as heavy artillery and air raids rocked communities along their 500-mile shared border. The ceasefire followed urgent diplomacy led by Malaysia, the U.S., and China. After 2 hours of talks at his official residence, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced a truce, calling it a vital first step toward peace. Both countries have accused each other of starting the conflict, which escalated after a Cambodian soldier was killed in May. Tensions peaked last week when Thailand expelled Cambodia's envoy, blaming Phnom Penh for a landmine blast that maimed one of its soldiers. Cambodia denied that and other allegations, including firing on civilian targets. Despite earlier doubts, Thai and Cambodian leaders say they're committed to implementing the ceasefire and rebuilding trust. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Iwokrama. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.